Hello everybody, this is Halo Reach Reviewer, or as I'm now going by, Stay Puff Yager. This is bound to change, so if it doesn't sound catchy, it's probably because it's not. Anyways, today I am bringing you the Neca Series 1 Xenomorph Warrior from the Aliens series. This is a newly acquired license from Neca. Although they've done other Xenomorph Warriors in the past, I must say this is their best. Between detail, the sculpting on this figure, and articulation, the ability to pose this guy to basically whatever you want makes this the ultimate Xenomorph Warrior. The only problem I've had with this guy so far is his jaw. It is one of the coolest features of this guy, but it also lacks because of the way they made the jaw. What I'm talking about is the jaw can open and then it can close. Very cool feature, and even it captured that amazing look that people grown to love from the alien itself. And it can open, and the inner can actually come out. If I can just pop this out real fast, if it works. It's kind of hard to get out. You can see right there. It can be loose at times. It's bound to happen because of the mechanic and how it works. But this is also great. My problem is when I open this figure, the joints. The way that they did this is a pegging system. What I mean by that is, see how it's falling off right now? Like that? It has a little peg on the side and a little hole on the side, which you can see right there. And what tends to happen on mine is that it falls off, such as this. Now, although this is easily fixed, it's kind of something I wish didn't happen, because if I'm messing around with this guy and I have to fix it constantly because the jaw keeps falling out, I mean that can get annoying for some people. I mean, it's an easy fix. That's why it's not a giant deal, because I mean you just pop them back in and it closes fine all over again. But it's just it's a little pet peeve that I kind of wish didn't happen on mine, at least. But it's not a big issue for most of the alien figures. Now, onto the detail part. Neca did an amazing job sculpting the Xenomorph. It has brown accents like it does in the actual Aliens movie. Not Alien, but Aliens, the second one, that was composed by James Cameron. As you can see, it's a nice black, but with the nice brown wash, which really brings out the sculpting details of this guy and makes it look perfect. Let's go around here real fast. You can see all the tubing, all the detail in the tubing, all the detail in the rib cage, all the way down to the detail in the legs, and right here in the toes. Sorry about the screeching in the background. That's my dog. He's having a bad dream. And all the way back to the tail over here, which also has a nice brown accent to it, which really brings out the detail in the spine of the tail. On the back here, it has its hoses, which are flexible so that they're not easily broken. And as you see right there, there's a little hole, which is where this piece goes, and just easily pegs in. But what Neca did was, so you could pose this guy to his true ability, you can take that out so that the back actually goes in more, so you can get more of a running pose if you'd like. However, it is easy to just keep it down like this and get a cool pose also. And for the most part, for the way I like to pose it, it's not going to get interfered with, so I normally just keep that piece in and it makes it look nice. What I like what Neca did was it made a lot of the hard plastics that it made in the last Xenomorph Warriors, and they made it a soft plastic. What I mean is this piece right here. See how it's soft and it's not going to break? And the other Xenomorph Warriors that they had, they made it a hard plastic so it was easily breakable. The fact that they made it a soft plastic makes that the longevity of this item is going to last longer, and it looks just as nice. Now onto the articulation. This figure is highly articulated. If you think of a pose, you're most likely going to be able to pull it off. It has a ball jointed head, movable hinges in the mouth, and also a movable inner mouth. The torso moves, and then up and down a little bit. Its legs move. It's a double hinge knee, and then you have flexibility in the toe, and you actually have a toe joint right here, and also over here. The arms itself have a ball joint right here, movability right here. You can move up and down, left and right there. It has a hinge in the actual elbow right there, and it also has a ball joint so you can move it 360. What I love about this figure is it has a bendable wire tail. NECA has been known to do this to a lot of their alien figures, or a lot of the figures that have tails, so that you can pose this to whatever you like. You can pose it up, you can pose it in like a daggering form like this. But what most people like to use it for is a balancing act. So all you have to do is you have to put your figure right here, put the tail to its desired place. The tail actually keeps the figure up, as you can see right there. It's a cool addition that lets you pose your figure to its full ability, and also for it being a little bit, smaller on the toes and not having great balance, the tail helps a ton. Now, my one little pet peeve, other than the jaw, is the fact that the figure looks like it is leaning a little bit to the right. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks a little bit like it's leaning to the right. And you can see, because look how straight this leg is, and look how far out that leg is. It's not because the figure is not fully in, because even when it's fully in, it still has that feel to it. This could be a design by NECA, just to make it maybe have a prancing look or something. Maybe it's a pet peeve by me that I noticed that it's not a big deal. Oh, it's not a giant deal, and it's not something that's going to make me mark down any points or anything for this figure, because overall this figure is amazing. It's worth the pickup, and it's worth the entry price of about $20 to $15, which is what a normal NECA figure is. Another thing I love about this figure, and I wish I had my Hudson and Hicks to show you, is it is true to scale. This runs about 9 inches, while the Hicks and Hudson actually run about 7 inches, so this is going to tower over Hicks and Hudson and most of the Marines that NECA is going to be releasing soon. It's something that NECA does that I think is spectacular, because it keeps you in that real realm of the figure, and the fact that it's the scale is really cool. Overall, I think that this figure is worth the price. I think if you're a Xenomorph fan and you want to build a hive of Xenomorphs, start with this guy. I know that NECA's making more, so you can get more if you want. They're making a red one coming out, and they're making a lot of battle damaged ones coming out soon. I can't wait to see what they do with the AVP line, if they ever get to it. I would love to see a grid alien, and I can't wait to see a bunch of different aliens from NECA. So, that's it for this review. Healer Reviewer, and my new name, Stay Puff Yager, saying see ya.